Hey there, I'm Apple Kreider from Investing Simple. In today's comparison, we're breaking down the two popular investing apps, M1 Finance versus Webull. These two investing platforms are gathering a lot of traction these days, especially with the newest generation of investors. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the core features of each platform, what sets them apart from each other, and which one is going to be better for you. So starting off, both of these platforms are 100% free, which means there are no commissions for trading and there are no fees charged to you as an investor on either of these platforms, which is what we like to see, especially as younger investors. So let's start off by diving into the core features of the M1 Finance platform. Now, in general, M1 Finance is going to be best for long-term investors that are looking to build relatively stable portfolios over time. That's because the platform is based on this idea of so-called pies that you can build. And essentially in an investment pie, you choose your target allocations on a percentage basis of different stocks, and then you put money into the pie, and M1 Finance automatically splits up the money across the pie as your allocation determines. This is a really unique feature and one that we haven't seen on any other investment platform, so it really sets M1 Finance apart from the crowd and makes it a very streamlined way to invest if you're not looking to be very hands-on with your investments. Now, both M1 Finance and Webull are going to have your traditional taxable accounts, your retirement accounts, and your margin accounts, depending on the type of investing that you want to do. With a retirement account like an IRA or a Roth IRA, you're going to be able to take advantage of some tax benefits in your investing. With a margin account, you're going to be able to borrow money from your broker, in this case either M1 Finance or Webull, to leverage up your investing. In general, this isn't a great strategy for beginners, but if you are an advanced investor, it could make sense to you to take advantage of some leverage in your investing. On the M1 Finance platform, you're going to have access to buying stocks and ETFs, and that is it. These are the two types of things that you can add to your investment pies and build your portfolio allocations. There's going to be a $100 minimum to get started on the M1 Finance platform and a $500 minimum if you are going to be using a retirement account, as well as a $2,000 minimum if you're going to be trading on margin. But once you hit that minimum, you're going to be able to invest in any company you want to, and that's because of the fractional shares. So on M1 Finance, you don't have to buy a full share of a company in order to invest in it. So for example, Amazon is currently trading at over $3,000 per share. So on M1 Finance, you don't need $3,000 to invest in Amazon. What you can do is you can make it a part of your pie, and then you'll be allocated into that position of Amazon on a fractional share basis. So M1 Finance buys shares as small as 1/10,000th of a share, so you can get access to Amazon for pennies and start investing in these large companies without having to fork over thousands of dollars. This is extremely effective for newer investors that want to build a diversified portfolio but don't want the stock price to be a limiting factor for them. Additionally, with that, M1 Finance offers a dividend reinvestment plan, which allows you to either take your dividends as cash payments or reinvest that cash back into more fractional shares of those companies. So with M1 Finance, it is a portfolio level dividend reinvestment plan, which means that if Apple pays you a dividend, that dividend does not only get reinvested back into Apple, but it gets reinvested back across your entire portfolio and buys more shares of everything, not just of Apple. This is going to happen anytime your cash balance reaches $10. That is the minimum that they will reinvest your dividends at. So if you get paid $5 in dividends, you'll have to wait till the next $5 in dividends comes in, and then the whole $10 will be reinvested across your entire portfolio according to your allocation percentages. Now, if you don't want to design your own portfolio, design your own pie, what you can actually do is choose from dozens of expert design pies that M1 Finance offers their investors. These include target date funds and a whole bunch of other pies that are specifically tailored at your objectives, whether it's on socially responsible investing or you just want an expertly designed portfolio that is designed to do well over time. These are completely free to you and there's no fee for this service, which really sets them apart because if you want to find an expert portfolio to use, typically you're going to have to pay a management fee for that, but in this case there is no fee. Now with M1 Finance, you're only going to get one trading window per day, which means you can't buy and sell stocks throughout the day. It only happens once in the morning. And this means you can't effectively actively trade on the platform. You can't be a day trader and you can't really be a swing trader. It's really just meant for long-term investing. You put money in and you wait, and eventually someday you sell. So that's the basics of the M1 Finance platform. There's also some additional features that make the platform very streamlined and automated. The first of which is automatic rebalancing. So rebalancing your portfolio essentially means that you set your target allocations at the beginning. Say you want 20% of 5 different companies. Well, down the line, they're not all going to still be at 20%. Some will have gone up more, some will have gone down. And so you'll need to rebalance to get back to that 20% of everything. And so M1 Finance is doing that for you automatically by when you put new money in, they're going to automatically reinvest it in the pieces of your portfolio that are underrepresented. And when you sell, they're going to sell more of the things in your portfolio that are overrepresented. And so this essentially forces you to buy low and sell high, follow Warren Buffett's time-tested advice without you having to apply any discipline or put any thought into the process. In addition to that, when you buy or sell, they're applying tax minimization strategies and thinking about, okay, well, if we sell some of this, then it's going to trigger that kind of tax, or this is going to be this kind of tax. So they're looking at that for you and making sure that when you buy or sell, they are optimizing for taxes, so you don't have to think about that, but you can sit back and relax knowing that M1 Finance has your taxes in mind. You're also going to have access to a cash account with M1 Finance where you can keep money that you don't want invested. They'll give you a debit card, and it's essentially a checking account that you can use, but it's not going to earn you any interest unless you have M1 Plus. And M1 Plus is a yearly subscription of $125 that you can sign up for if you would like to. There are 3 main benefits you're going to get from signing up for this service. The first of which is, like I said, with that M1 Spend debit card, you're going to be earning 1% interest on the balance of your checking account, as well as 1% cash back on any money that you spend on that debit card. Additionally, you're going to have a second trading window, so you can buy and sell stocks in the morning and then again in the afternoon. And you're going to have access to lower rates on margin. So when you want to borrow from M1 Finance, the rates will be lower for you if you are an M1 Plus member. Most users of M1 Finance are not going to need this M1 Plus subscription, but if these features are things that will make sense for you, then it might make sense to upgrade to the $125 subscription. Now, Webull, on the other hand, is better for shorter term investors or traders who want to change their allocations more frequently. Because there is an open trading window on Webull, you can buy and sell throughout the day, and actually longer than that because they have free access to extended hours trading, which means you can start buying stocks at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because you have full access to extended hours trading completely for free on the Webull platform. They've also got a ton of in-depth research tools and data to allow you to take your trading to the next level and not have to work with a bunch of different sites and services to get the information you need to make your trades. Essentially, they're picking up where Robinhood left off and offer a much more in-depth service than Robinhood does provide. Additionally, on Webull, you're going to have more access to different asset classes than you did on M1 Finance. So you're going to have access to stocks and ETFs, but you're also going to have access to options and cryptocurrency like Bitcoin that you can trade as well. Additionally, you're going to have access to real-time market data and commission-free short selling on the Webull platform. There's also a ton more data, like I mentioned earlier, that you can sift through in order to make your effective trading decisions, all within the one Webull platform. And if you use the desktop version, there's a ton more data at your disposal. You can use their stock screener, you can use a ton of free resources, and their desktop version is honestly one of the most comprehensive free platforms we've come across in terms of a stock trading platform. Last, you're also going to get access to paper trading, which is essentially trading with fake money. So they'll give you $1 million in fake currency that you can use to practice your trading strategies, get familiar with the Webull platform, and all in all just become a better trader. And you'll have access to IPO investing, which is a pretty big deal for a lot of investors. So an IPO is an initial public offering. That's when a company first starts offering shares of their stock on the markets. So you can get first access to these IPO companies. And typically during an IPO period, there's a lot of volatility and a lot of potential to capitalize on. So this can be a huge feature for traders and investors alike. And best of all, when you sign up for Webull using our link in the description and pinned comment, you're going to get a handful of free stocks. At the moment, it is 3 free stocks, but they're constantly changing their promotion. So click on that link and check out what their current promotion is looking like. They've gone up to 4 free stocks in the past, which is wild. Personally, I'm a big free stock junkie, so I love getting those free stocks. So definitely check that out in the description below. But overall, beginner investors are going to have an easier time getting started with M1 Finance because of the set it and forget it system, where you can just go in, make your pie, start automatically putting money in, and forget about it. That's what I personally use M1 Finance for, and it's worked very well for me over the last few years. But active traders or short-term investors, on the other hand, are going to have a lot more flexibility with Webull to buy and sell whatever they want and to invest in different asset classes like options and crypto. Either way, both platforms are free though, so it doesn't hurt to sign up for both, collect your free stocks, and then determine which one makes the most sense for you moving forward. Now, if you want to learn more about Webull and M1 Finance, we've got a full in-depth article on just this topic on our blog, investingsimple.com. Now, the best way to find that is to go to Google, type in Webull versus M1 Finance, and click on the link from Investing Simple. We will see you over there.